Well, you're welcome to TPS Update. I mean, the Press Studios Update. You are here with me, Ojib Solomon. Today, on the hot seat, we have Sibosiso. Sibosiso is one of the LGBT participants in South Africa. Since we are here in South Africa, we need to, talk about that because South Africa is the first African country and also the fifth country in the world that legalized LGBT rights. And since then, it's about 2 million people who are participating with this particular program. We want to find out how people are accepting this particular program in South Africa. And I think Sibosiso is one of the best that can give us insights of this particular program, being the first African country to, legalize this kind of thing that people, enjoying their rights in this country. This is African country, but if you come here, people accept you as you are. But you want to confirm from a participant, will Ghana and other countries also accept this particular law? I'm here today with Sibosiso. He is a queer, he is a gay, and I love this guy. I don't know today, how will I address you? Will I say he or she?
Preferably,
Okay.
I feel like my identity is just in between.
Okay.
I cannot
It's
prefer,
unknown.
not really unknown. It's known,
Okay.
but I cannot really confirm on a she or he. I don't like being addressed.
Okay.
It's a matter of being on your
On yourself.
certificate,
Okay.
your certificate. You
Okay.
know how people are presuming your role.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
but all in all, I'm there, them,
Okay.
please.
Wow.
Along those lines.
And also thank you for accepting our invitation.
I had to take this opportunity because I feel like it's gonna give people an insight of how we live
Okay.
and how our lives are.
Okay.
Because I feel like some people are not really acknowledged, not really educated
Yes.
about gay people, and it's always seen as this norm of it being a choice at some point, which is
Okay.
something that is just, I don't know, worry to me.
Okay.
I can't. So I would like to acknowledge people about how we live.
Okay.
Yeah, our basic life.
Okay.
Big.
Okay. So if I may ask you, when did you realize that you belongs to like a LGBT group?
I can't really confirm on when exactly that happened, name,
Okay.
because story of my life.
Okay.
I feel like ever since I was born, I
Wow.
was like this. This is how I've been feeling from day one.
Wow.
There has been no change in me, even my family.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no dictation as to how I should behave. Yes,
Wow.
it's
Okay.
all about growing up in a loving home, a warm home.
Mhm.
Yes, I was able to explore my truest potential and my truest being.
Which means that your family um, accepted you from the
They
beginning.
never had a problem. Well, to tell you a bit about how I grew up with my cousins, two cousins,
Okay.
yeah, which are straight, by the way.
Okay.
So there were three of us. We were raised by our grandmother, a
Okay.
very strict one at that.
Okay.
She was so strict, that woman, but I loved her to bits. We were actually best friends. I'm where I am today. It's because of her
Okay.
power, and she empowered me in more ways than one. So I'll ever be thankful to my lady there in heaven. So yeah, she was strict, and she never saw any problem with my being.
Okay.
She accepted me, even before I knew it.
Wow.
Yes,
So you can say your grandma even recognized it.
she did. She
She
did.
did realize that no, this my grandson.
Yes, she
It's
always told me, just to make me feel at ease, that I'm special in a way. They always say that gay people are happy. That's the definition of being gay.
okay.
The terminology that people use,
Okay.
being happy and bright.
Wow.
Yeah, which is something that is just nice, and one can, look forward to being happy and bright.
Wow.
Yeah,
Giving us an interesting story about LGBT or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
being a gay. What about being a gay in South Africa? Though it's legalized, but living in some community or in some society
yeah, yeah.
that like people will stigmatized, and they will- they will,
Attacks.
they will attack
Yeah.
you like being gay.
Yes, yes, yes.
How was it like when you were in school?
It was very hard, I must say that. But we are all born with different personalities,
Okay.
different approaches in life. So me growing up, it was very tough.
Okay.
But knowing that I have a family that loves me,
Okay.
the family that is willing to, you know, make me feel comfortable, to
Wow.
go to extreme measures as to make me comfortable, because I would get picked up on growing up.
Okay.
Yeah, even school, it was very hard, but I found strength from my family.
Okay.
My strength came from my family,
Okay.
basically. Yes.
So, is there any time that, let's say, your colleague, students, or your classmates intimidated you or hurt you
Yeah.
or teases you?
I used to cry. As
Okay.
much as many people don't believe that I'll cry just like that, it's because I used to cry a lot when growing up.
Okay.
So yeah, it was one hell of a ride, Shem, I must say that. But yeah, it was just work in progress,
Okay.
work in progress, intercess,
Okay.
yeah, introspection, because at the end of the day, you cannot live your life by what people are saying or what they're doing. It's
Okay.
your own life, after all.
Okay.
Yeah,
So now, from primary, you experience it.
yeah.
People, the kid,
Even high school,
even high school.
I can say in high school it was more, you know,
Mm.
more on the thing of being attacked, teased, because kids, yeah, when they're going through stages,
Okay.
yeah, they tend to be more aggressive, more passive on what they do, even though it's wrong.
Okay. So did you
Yeah.
talk of like stopping school because people are
At some point, I did. I
okay?
those thoughts, they eventually came through my mind, because the discrimination amongst your schoolmates and things like that. It was really hectic, because you're not there with your parents, you're not
Yeah.
there with
Yeah.
anyone, you're there by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the support that I would get would be from my friends, one of those few friends I had at school.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what kept me going, I must
Okay.
say.
Okay. And is there any time that you thought of reporting a student to a principal or a class teacher?
No,
You never
no,
thought
no.
of
I
that.
was I was always this confide person from an early age. I would. That's how. At least that's how my late grandmother taught me. Yeah,
Okay.
to just toughen up, take the world as it is.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no need to be all sobby and what. Yeah, that's when I took things by my own hands. I had to find a way to deal with some situations which would
Okay.
occur at school, things like that.
Okay. Completing school, you need to look for a job or you need to, um, uh, study again,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, to continue maybe university or college.
Well, in my case, um, I was fortunate enough
Okay.
to find a job after school. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know how that came
And
about,
what
but
job was
what
that?
happened? It was at some restaurant there, because I'm passionate about
Wow.
cooking, and
To be a chef,
yeah, it's growing up. I used to watch.
meaning you can cook.
I can cook. I can make mean food. By the way,
Wow.
yes. The passion was from came along for a very long time.
Mm.
Yeah, I was taught like I didn't watch any cartoon.
Okay.
You know, I was in my own world.
Okay.
Yeah, I was exposed to being in my own world.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that
So
curved my way
you've been working at this restaurant
at restaurants.
since.
Yeah, I've been in restaurants
Okay.
and it's been a good ride. I
Which
must
means you
say.
have experience in cooking.
Yes, I do. I do. I do. I must say.
Wow. So
Yeah.
how comfortable are you in the community? I mean, where you live in, how comfortable are you?
I think many people in this community where we at now,
Okay.
yes, can attest to my confidence because everyone knows me basically.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
I
yes,
can. Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm
When you were
free
coming, I
spirited
saw
like that. I'm just good. I'm just good. I live by the words being happy and being bright.
you. Okay.
Cannot be dull. And,
What about at work?
work.
Your first day at work. Let's share the experience of your first day at
Oh,
work.
work. You know, work is good. Work
Okay.
has always been good.
Mm.
Um, I feel like if you are a person and you're dedicated about something,
Yeah.
you don't care what happens on the
On the
sidelines.
way, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So work has been amazing. I'm doing what I love.
Okay.
I'm doing what I'm passionate about. I'm
Okay.
doing what I've always dreamed of.
Okay.
So I'm just thankful that gay relationships, marriages being
Mm.
legalized like that
Yeah.
opened doors for us to even be able to be in certain places in life.
Yeah.
Work,
Work, yeah.
yes.
Okay. So, um, do you have any challenges, like on your way to work, if you're not using your own transport, like a public transport? Is there
Um,
some challenges?
Not really. I cannot really say that. I cannot say I have challenges.
Mm.
My life is normal. My life is just normal. There are no hiccups. It's just one of those days then.
Okay.
Yeah, you get one
So,
person who's just like,
which means, though when you were young, you were facing some problems,
yes, yes,
but when you grew up, then you find out that, oh, okay, the adults, they know this thing is legalized,
yes, yes,
so
yes, yes, yes.
they don't have any problems.
You find people who have a problem with people that are gay,
Okay.
which I feel like it's just none of anyone's business.
Wow.
Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's how I am. I cannot please. I don't live my life to please anyone.
Okay.
No, 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 no.
Never.
People from the old generation mainly
Okay.
have a problem with that.
Mm.
The new generation from this century
Yeah.
are good at picking up and things like that. It's not that internalized
Yeah.
hatred and discrimination
Yeah.
that you find from older people who just don't come to terms as you being gay
Yeah.
and things like that, which I feel is unfair
Yeah.
because those very same people were living with those people who have been formed in that manner. It's just that I don't understand why they don't understand that it was not legalized then.
Yeah.
People are more exposed to how they feel right now because of legalization.
Mm.
Yes, the government.
Yeah.
The government has done justice to the gay community.
Okay.
Yes, hence people are coming out of closets. There's a lot happening. There was nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, there was nothing. It was completely, doomed like that.
Okay.
Yeah, people wouldn't even talk about it. They wouldn't even bring it up to be a topic or things like that. But
Okay.
yeah, now we are more educated. I feel like each day, one step at a time. Yeah, because
They know about
you cannot, yeah, you cannot really motivate someone to understand
it. Mm.
how we live or how your life came about and things like that. Really, yeah.
Okay, so let's take a break. Um, South Africa legalized this gay or LGBT rights in the year 2006, which is 18 years now. And from then till now, South Africa still stays in the fifth country in the world that legalized this particular program that was instituted. And um, since I arrived here in South Africa, what I'm saying is that it's very normal and it's very fantastic here. Me coming from Ghana, you think this thing is it's a sin, you know, but since I arrived here, I've seen that okay, there is something that we don't understand, we don't know. So I would like to ask some questions that the WhatsApp people ask me to ask you.
Okay.
Cookie muscles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's my good name.
The WhatsApp people are saying that I should ask you from then when you started, your family accepted you
Yes.
as you are now.
Yes.
Now are they like your decision of being a gay? Are they comfortable? Are they still comfortable with it?
I cannot really put it as a decision.
Okay.
It's on how I grew up, you know, how my feelings were, listening to, and hence I said in introspection.
Okay.
Introspection, you know, because at some point you need to understand. You cannot just go along with how someone is just feeling or be pressured to be like that. No, it's all about being free and being content and being open with yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a relationship with some, other people who are gay? Do you have some relationship with, their parents or?
Yes.
Okay, and how are they also coping?
I actually had this childhood best friend of mine.
Okay.
His mother was my mother. Technically,
Okay.
let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure
Was he?
it rings a bell who she is. The mother was just awesome. Like she was loving. You know, she filled spaces in my heart and in my life. Yeah, that I don't think anyone else could have covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you being a gay, definitely you have to be in a relationship,
Yeah, yeah.
intersexual relationship, or yeah. Have you ever tried to, propose a woman before? Since birth?
Nope.
Never try of having intercourse with a woman before?
No.
Not even once?
No. It's because I was never confused of my sexuality. I've always known that I was interested to, this particular person, this particular role, gender. Yeah, so I was never confused. There was never that hiccup of that mixture, concussion of, having mixed feelings and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you feel if I will still ask you, how do you feel if you find a woman with a nice shape,
Nice shape,
nice color?
I also have a nice shape.
Yeah. I'm talking about this here. Comparing myself to you. Okay. Let's say you're going to work or you're working in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Is there any point that you saw a woman? This woman is very beautiful. Color, shape, everything that you think in your mind that I wish I can go for this one.
Thing is, I'm sorry to put it this way.
Yes.
I'm bitchy.
Okay.
So whenever I see someone of that figure, of that color, of that role, automatically I'm thinking, why am I not even better than her? I'm like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I'm like that.
Jealous. I'm jealous. She can take your boyfriend.
I'm always, just jumpy around that.
So you have a boyfriend, right?
Yes, I have a boyfriend.
Wow, that's very great. So what is your specs? Like
Uh,
you say, this man, the giant one, or the short one, or the slender, you
oh
know.
my God. So do you really want me to get
Yeah.
deep? No,
Deep.
I don't have any standards. Like basically, it's all about the person that you found at the time, how your chemistry is, you know, how heated things are. It's just that there's no shape, no masculinity,
Mm.
nothing. It's just two people loving each other.
Wow. So how many guys have you dated before? Like
Oh my
since
God.
you started.
Oh my goodness.
I just want to know how many guys that you dated.
Mm, ah, I can't really say,
Okay.
yeah, because it's maybe like two, three guys that maybe we dated like for a month, you know.
Mm.
So I can't really.
So have you been in a like a long relationship before? Let's say 2, 3 years, 4 years with
Yes,
one man.
I've been.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you were you staying together or
not we were not staying together, but
okay.
most times we were together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being your boyfriend for how long?
Oh, for quite some time. I was still young, and then I
You were a
became.
team, right?
Yes, I was a teen
Okay.
basically, and then um I
And
was a young adult.
okay.
That's when we saw our differences.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw that somehow we outgrew each other.
Okay. So are you going to tell me that the person that you were dating was also a student or a young adult, like as you say?
Not really a student at
Okay.
that time. Yeah, he was a student when I was a teen,
Okay.
but he was like 2 years older than me.
But like the person was at high school.
Yes, about to finish.
Wow. About to finish.
Yes, and I was still in school, so grinding. And then he was to work, and then I was still in school. Finished school, still together.
Okay.
That's a period. Um, and then we broke up.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was like after a very long time. You know.
Okay. Um, Swasiso was dating whilst he was even at school as a gay, and he was actually dating someone who is also a student like
Mhm.
him, and he's giving us insight of it. But we want to know more about dating at school. That your guy will be playing with maybe some girls there or some guys there that these guys are also gay, and how was his feelings? Remember, Sibosiso today is on the hot seat with Ojam,
It's very hot.
and it's very hot for you. Yes, you answer this question. You dating at school? How was your feeling? Like if you see your partner or your boyfriend, your teen boyfriend, playing with other ladies
I had no
or other
problem.
gay.
I had no problem with that. I was like, I never had that feeling of being insecure because um, you spoke about confidence.
Mm.
Yes, I'm very confident. I'm very, 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 very much confident.
Okay.
So I had no problems with anything
Okay. So
from the
now,
beginning.
now you are combining education
Okay.
and relationship at school. How did it affected you academically?
It never affected me. It's like any other child growing up dating. There was never any complications with my childhood dating someone. It was like
Combining
almost
books,
all my.
books and boyfriend. You know that when you are dating,
Mm,
sometimes your boyfriend can ask you, let's say you've taken your book at home,
yeah,
you want to stay.
Yeah.
Now your boyfriend texts you, "Hello, babe," or "honey."
We we made time
Okay.
because we would pay school. We made time, you know, as a norm. It was nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
It was just yeah, it was just normal as far as I remember.
So, what was your worst relationship that you went?
Dating a guy who was like not actually really out there. Yeah, I felt like that one was the most difficult relationship I had
Okay.
because you are not on the same page with almost like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there and you're there. It's just clashing.
Okay.
Yeah, for someone who's just out there,
Mm.
and then there's someone who's just in the closet. Anyone doesn't know. It's very difficult to actually build something with someone like that.
Have you gotten a broken heart before? Got a broken heart.
We've all been through things that we somehow we feel
So
we didn't deserve.
since from high school,
Yeah,
so now you never got a broken heart before.
I have,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have,
Can you share
I
the
have.
experience?
Oh my God, I feel like that's why it's too complicated. I
Okay.
feel like that's a story for another day. For the hot seats number two. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna be sharing some tears here, and I don't want that. I'm gonna be
Oh,
emotional and things like that.
like really
Yeah, no, we've all been through
broken hearts.
yeah difficult things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Being in the hot seat today, the WhatsApp people,
Okay.
they are telling me to ask you this.
Oh my goodness, I really want to know what is it?
They are asking you, have you gotten a problem with another LGBT guy or someone who is a gay?
Yeah, on the same road as me.
Yes, who is trying to, snatch your boyfriend from you.
Uh, um, I don't attract those kinds. As much as I don't attract them, I
Okay.
feel like I don't entertain someone. I'm able to stand.
Okay.
I'm able to stand how a person is. I'm able to assess also how a person that I'm supposed to call a friend or
Okay.
someone that I know,
Mm.
and just try and see where we are, the level of being. If you attract someone who's just you know always looking for other people's men and things like that, I don't see myself being surrounded by those kind of people.
Okay. And yourself, have you snatched somebody's?
No.
Is there in a point that, let's say, someone proposed to you, you accepted it, all right, but later on you find out that no, someone warned you that you're taking his or her boyfriend? Because I know some men who are proposing to you, they also, some of them, they have wives, but they still want to get into.
On my previous relationship,
Yeah.
there was it was on that point whereby
Okay.
I would get like a person talking about me. I don't even know that person. Then they would talk about me and they'll be like, "Yeah, person took my man and things like that." Oh,
They say you took the man,
like
and
I don't believe in the power of a person fighting over someone else. Whereas I can't settle for less. That's it.
okay.
So if I were that person, I always felt that way. That if I was that person, am I crazy or what? Because clearly there is no consensual feeling, that mutual feeling that you guys were building. Seems
Okay.
like it's over. I
So,
felt
so
that it's over.
once you heard those rumors that They're talking about you that you're taking people's boyfriend and other things. Let's say you knew the particular person that you were talking about.
I did.
If it's let's say it's Temba, you know that it's Temba that I'm dating. That's why this woman is saying that.
With me, it was not really
You didn't know the
woman.
kind of person they were talking about.
With me, it was not really woman attacking me.
Okay,
It was always like within
gay.
the east.
Okay, within the same community, the
Yes,
LGBT community.
yes,
Okay, attacking you,
yeah.
and then once you heard the message or you heard the rumors that you're saying the other guy is saying that I'm taking his partner, what what was your reaction?
Nothing.
You didn't say anything. You continued to
I can't
date.
entertain something that is just, you know, repelling to, that cannot, yeah, something that is repelling. I don't entertain.
Just even don't even comment.
No,
You
I don't.
just live your life.
I'm not interested in that.
Okay. So are you dating now?
Yes, I'm currently dating someone.
Okay. Is a new guy or
We've been together for quite some time.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I love him to bits. Oh,
Okay, so
yeah.
if you can share this with me, have you think of having babies before? Like having children?
Yes, I've always had, that love for kids.
Okay.
My grandmother used to raise kids, and me growing up, we were best friends, me and this woman. Right? So whenever my aunts or my older sisters, would come and bring their babies there, I would be the one like
In charge
acting
of
as that
them.
PA, that personal assistant,
Okay.
intervene, just be good
Mm.
with the kids. I've always had like that love for kids. Hence, I feel like someday when the time is right,
Okay.
yeah, there's going to be something.
Okay, so now you've answered this particular question perfectly.
Hmm.
Now, as we all know that you are gay, right? Now you are thinking of one day you might have a baby.
Yes.
Are you going to have intercourse with a woman? You find a woman and you know make baby with that woman, or you do the same thing as if I recall this. There's a gay guy in Namibia who is having children, but I think they did something else to have the babies.
Yeah.
You're thinking of
Um.
that, or you're thinking of okay, now I need a baby, so let me quit the gayism and anything. Let me put everything
No,
aside and go to different town and have
it's
a
not as
woman
it's not as
impregnated.
complicated as people make it seem.
Okay,
Yeah, being gay and having kids, it's no problem. I feel so because I'm living this life, and I don't see myself going about the bush, fiddling my head like that. And so, where am I gonna get a baby? No, in this century, there are so many processes
okay,
other than surrogacy.
okay,
So many processes that one can go through to have a baby in a
okay,
healthy relationship and build like a happy home.
okay.
Yes.
So
So
I thought maybe you're thinking of going to take a woman, make a baby with the woman,
no, no, a
and
woman.
then let's say you say no. You know what? I don't have any uh, interest in you again. I just need my
No,
baby. Just give me my baby. I can take care of the baby. Then
maybe back then,
okay,
when people didn't know much about, you know, what they would do or um, not being acknowledged about the life, being um, somehow manipulated by the society. Some
okay,
would have thought of something like that,
yeah,
which is just stigma at its highest point.
yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like if you know what you want and if you are who you are, um, yeah, there are so many things, resources actually, to build a happy family.
Oh,
Yes, as a
wow.
gay person,
Or you
that's how I
can
feel.
even adopt.
Yes, adoption is also an option. Yeah,
You adopt.
there are so many various resources provided in this century for people to actually build homes, have family.
Wow. So let me check the WhatsApp people what they are. Okay, there is this Emmanuel here.
Please, Emmanuel.
This Emmanuel here from Ghana.
Okay.
He said that I should ask you. It's very hot. You are as you are in the hot seat or you are on the hot seat
Yes,
now.
I am on the
He said I should ask you this hot question.
Okay.
Okay, now you are gay. You
Okay.
acting feminine,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So when you are having intercourse with the masculine,
Okay.
is there any time that you also have like you act as a woman, right, on the bed? So this
I
is the
can't say I
time.
act like a woman.
Okay.
That's just
Yeah, because we don't know. Okay, educate us here. Gays, when you're having intercourse, right?
Yes.
What happens? Like you do each other. You do me, I do you, or you do you only.
There are so many roles in the gay community.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that also people need to know.
Okay.
You know, they should just read up on that, do research
Mm.
as to how gay people live. Emmanuel, you should look up on the internet as
So
to
you're telling
what's
me
going
you're not
on.
ready to answer Emmanuel?
No, I'm saying he should do research.
Okay.
Yes, he should do research on gay people if he really wants to know what's happening in the bedroom.
I think
So
Emmanuel
naughty,
wants to,
Emmanuel.
I think Emmanuel wants to,
Woo!
see
Emmanuel
what is
is so
going on
naughty.
because you know, what this Emmanuel is interesting, like dating a gay, but now he don't know. A time will come,
as it
then maybe
sounds.
he's busy pushing the gate, pushing the gate.
Yeah.
Then, end of the day, the gay, so okay, you to 10. Let me also push you.
Those
You know,
are
yeah. That's what I want to
let
know.
me just educate him on that.
Yeah.
Those are people who are versatile. It's a role in the gay community. You know, there are so different roles
Okay.
in our community. Can be gay, can be bottom, can be top,
Okay.
can be versatile, can be bisexual. There's a lot going on.
What is top? What is bottom? What is?
He should search up on that. He should search up on that.
I think you can,
Yes,
give us a bit
I've just highlighted
highlighted.
something
Okay.
that yeah.
So Emmanuel, Sibosiso is telling me that I should inform you that you have to do more research about that because for now I don't think he's ready to answer your question, Emmanuel. So quickly we go to Twitter. Yeah.
Okay.
And see. Okay. Okay. There's this James who is saying, yeah, he's asking, what are some of the factors behind your decision to be out or not be out with certain people?
To be out
and not to be out with certain people. He's trying to say, like, there are some people that you don't want to go out with them and because of stigma also. I think that is what he's referring to.
like people, like
Any
strangers or
strangers or depending, when he said people, he didn't categorize it, so I don't know which one.
No, you
when.
as a person, you go out with people who know you, right?
Okay.
You go with people that you're fond of, people that you have a connection with. I can't just roam around in the streets or meet up with people I don't know. No.
Okay.
To answer you, I don't go out with people I don't know.
Okay.
I only go out with my closest friends
Mm.
and my family and colleagues.
Mm.
Yeah, so
This
on, so on.
okay. This one is also saying, I should ask you that do you go to club?
Yes,
Okay.
occasionally.
Do you like club?
Yes.
Okay.
Club life is quite interesting. It's quite nice
Can you share?
because you get to,
Know people.
to know people, to connect, to, you know,
Mm.
yes,
Okay.
you get to mingle, you get to, interact with different personalities, people
Mm.
who, you didn't know.
Mm.
It's a nice feeling.
Okay. Is there a day that you went to a club, then um, people, or people who were in the club,
Uh,
what do you call it, attacked you?
well, I've had, but it depends on where you are, honestly.
Mm.
If you're in maybe in a township, in a tavern somewhere, you're
Okay.
most likely to get people who are just aggressive and just, so not on.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they are drunk, or
Even when they're normal,
Okay.
just people who are just aggressive for no reason. Yeah, you may think it's because you are gay and what, but no, it's because they have their own demons. That's how I know it. That's how I've set it my whole entire life. People have got demons, so your presence
Mm.
somehow evokes demons in them.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes,
So they can
I can
even
say
just come onto you, slap you, or
they do that. They do that to most of um my fellow friends.
yeah. Okay.
I've had those experiences with people that I've been with in the past, attacks and things like that, which is just wrong.
Mm.
I feel like it's very wrong because, okay, that person may not actually be viewed in that way that you'd like them to be viewed, but you take action. You don't do that. You don't do that as a person. You let that person be, sort out your life, try and modify your life, improve. Like, there's so many things you could do other than just attacking someone for
For
how
no.
they look or uh, it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. So have you ever, you know, fight with someone who, you know, called you some names because you are a gay before?
Yeah, I've so many times,
Mm.
so many times. In life, you can't just have um a swift ride, through all. No, there are those people who are just negative, like people who are just lacking something that you don't know, and then they take it out on you somehow. So I've had to point out some of those facts. Yeah, I've had to fight. I've had to get my voice to be heard because I have no intentions stepping out on someone and just telling them what. No, it's not like that.
So have you proposed to someone before?
I've never proposed to someone. No,
Are you sure?
no, I've never proposed to someone.
Okay.
Yeah, there is someone who actually proposed. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
And
about it.
okay, I've heard that there are some people, like gay people,
Yeah.
someone who is a gay, giving others man to have intercourse with them.
Yes,
Have you done it
unfortunately,
before?
I've never done that.
But
I don't see myself even doing that.
but you have seen it before. Have you witnessed some before?
I've heard stories, social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, people are just like news
They,
go around the world.
yeah.
Yeah, so you find stories that are just, shocking.
Mm.
Yeah, and you'd be two timing that and be like, oh my God,
Okay.
is that really necessary or what? But I'm not here to judge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not here to judge. I feel like if it's consensual, if it's transactional, It's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
people do what they want to do at the end of the day.
This question is from, yeah, it's from Twitter also.
Oh, Twitter. Twitter. Oh, Twitter saying, ah,
It's from Twitter, and they are telling me that I should ask you. They say Ujam, since Cookie Muscles
mm-hmm. The one
is
and
on
only.
the hot seat,
Yes.
I should ask you,
All right.
what was your worst relationship?
Oh my God, again. No. These people want to see me cry. No, 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 no.
Like the worst. The man was beating you up, you know.
I've never had that.
Okay,
I've never had someone beat me or
beating you.
yeah.
Okay.
It was one of those things whereby one would like emotionally just abuse you. Yeah. Emotionally, drain you. Yeah, it's just those things. Nothing hectic.
How do you feel if someone says, I'm taking you to a country that is not legalized?
Oh my God. I feel like I wouldn't go there.
You go there?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't go there. Why?
I don't have
Yeah,
I don't have resources to actually fight for my rights in that place.
in that place.
Yeah. I need to know where my rights will be, protected,
Okay.
guided. Yes.
As you're talking about the rights, have you ever report someone to the police station?
I have.
Wow.
Growing up,
Reported them?
there was this guy where I grew up.
Mm.
So this guy, I'm there with my friend person by the store. He's there with his group of friends,
Okay.
And me being me, I don't have time to entertain anything. And I don't have time. I don't I
Okay.
don't have time to like, just to entertain people, even if people have, I've grown up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was this one person who was like, yo, wait now, you talking English and your butt. And I was like, where do you enter? Which door? I would like to know as to which door did you come from? Recognizing my accent and my body shape, you are just being nasty. And then he threw a stone, like
Okay.
yes, a stone. It was like midday, around 1, 2.
Mm.
People were watching.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how dangerous things are happening nowadays.
So what happened?
I went straight to the police.
Okay.
Yes, I
You
had to
arrested.
report.
You arrested the person.
No, he was not arrested.
Okay.
He was not arrested.
But what happened?
I feel like I was traumatized in that manner that I went there, I reported the case. Okay. They said we should wait and things like that, which was understandable. But I had to go home because that happened while I was walking in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So I didn't even inform anyone. So I had to go home just to
Inform your parents.
inform my family, just to let them know that if ever there's someone who's just like, they know where to go. Yeah, the following day or things like that. Because attacks are real, especially to
Yeah.
gay people. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are real, but gee, it's a matter of how you handle things.
Wow. Have you been raped before?
What?
Have you been raped before?
No,
Never been raped.
I've never been raped. It's just unfortunate that it happens to most of us. Yeah.
Is there any time that you went to a guy's room or home that this guy forced you, I mean, to have intercourse with you?
No, no. It was just one of those things whereby
So,
maybe if he does try that, and then it stops. It didn't actually go to that extent whereby getting like forcing himself on no. It was never one of those things.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's like whenever you have sex,
Yeah.
it's your intention,
Yes.
not like
we are
they're
in a
forcing,
relationship basically. Yeah.
not like they're forcing you
Yeah.
to do it with you. That's great. Well, Sposiso, known as Cookie Sauce, because I think he knows how to cook very well. He's a chef and you're a waiter, right?
Yes. Yes.
Working at a
I'm
restaurant.
currently
Yeah.
exploring. Yeah.
Okay. So you got the experience.
Yes.
Do you, if you're watching and you are around South Africa, or I know he always want to go to New York City, that is the United States,
I would like to go
the heart of
there.
LGBT.
I would like to go there.
Okay. So if you are there and you want to employ Cookie Muscle, he's very good chef.
Oh my
He's
God,
one
I
of
can
the
do
best.
everything.
Yeah, he can do everything like Chinese food, Portuguese, any food.
Everything.
Cookie Sauce.
Just hit me up.
Yeah, he's willing to work at your restaurant.
Yes.
Or if you are around here in South Africa, if you are around here at Secunda, and maybe you want him to work at your, but goes with a contract. He got a lawyer. He charged for him before he worked for you. You need to negotiate.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, don't come with small money. Yeah, you understand. Okay, thank you for coming, accepting our
It's a
our
pleasure.
invitation. But though we struggled before we got you.
Yeah,
And
that's fine.
what are you going to tell the African countries that LGBT rights is not legalized? What are you going to tell them? Their leaders, actually.
From other countries.
Yes, that is not legalized.
Well, I'm confused myself because you cannot know what's going on out there as a gay person, because we all want to explore, we all want to go out there, So if you find a place and a review is made on that place as to if um that country is not legalized or things like that. In my mind, I'm like, why? Because it's 2024 now.
20th century, 21st century. They have to.
They
They have
gotta.
to.
They
Okay,
gotta.
Sam George, Cookie Masos, or Sibosiso from South Africa, is telling me to inform you that, Baba, please allow Ghanaians to also, enjoy their rights. End of the day, they have their rights, and I don't know what to say, but depends how we take it in Ghana. Because in Ghana, it's a sin for us.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ghana.
but here it's sharp.
Yeah. Life is just good.
Life is good, just good. Decide in some point. So we say, thank you for
having me. Thank you.
Remember to subscribe to the channel and then share, and also
Let them know.
let them know that LGBT right is not a sin, but it's a right. Like you have your right to buy a house, you have a right to eat whatever food you want or you like. That is the same thing here. So keep on subscribing to TPS updates or the Press Studios, and then we will give you. Watch out! The next interview will be amazing and very hot. Thank you for giving us more experience of LGBT rights.
It's only a pleasure.
Thank you for watching.